Hey all, Bree from the No Guilt Mom podcast, and I have got a gift for you this holiday season. If you love the No Guilt Mom podcast, and I mean love the No Guilt Mom podcast, then tell us about it. Leave us a review, and you can be entered to win a No Guilt Mom gift card. All you have to do is leave a review, take a screenshot, and then simply go to noguiltmom.com/review to enter our giveaway for a free No Guilt Mom gift card, simply for telling us what you think about the podcast. It is amazing. But don't delay. Get right on this, as we're going to be giving away that No Guilt Mom gift card on December 21st. So get right on over and visit noguiltmom.com/review.
Welcome to the No Guilt Mom podcast. I am your host, Joanne Crone, joined here by my co-host, Bree Tucker.
Why, hello, everybody. How are you? It's 100 degrees outside and I am cold.
Yes, that usually happens in Phoenix. People are like, how do you survive it? We're like, well, we just don't go outside. Yeah. We have really good air conditioning here.
We live in our AC.
Real good.
And you got to make your house really cold in the morning, because when it hits that over 110 in the afternoon, yeah, you got to have it already have been cold to begin with. So, but it lets me wear my pretty yellow jacket.
Yeah, pretty yellow jacket, which ties perfectly into our guest today, Erika Cartlidge, who is a professional stylist, an image architect, CEO, and founder of Your Chic Is Showing. She helps women cultivate their confidence using fashion and style. And we met Erika at the Mom 2.0 conference, like we meet so many guests on this podcast. We know you're going to love her. She has so much insight into buying expensive pieces that are outside of the Walmart budget, which we dig into with Bree, and just so much more. So we hope you enjoy our interview with Erika.
You want mom life to be easier. That's our goal too. Our mission is to raise more self-sufficient and independent kids, and we're going to have fun doing it. We're going to help you delegate and step back. Each episode will tackle strategies for positive discipline, making our kids more responsible and making our lives better in the process. Welcome to the No Guilt Mom podcast.
Erika, welcome to the podcast. We are so excited to have you on and talk all about style. And you are such a stylish person. We met you at Mom 2.0, and I swear every day we were there, I wanted to be like, what is Erika wearing today? And you never disappointed. Never.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that. And thank you so much for having me today.
The bold colors you pick, the bright pink suit, it's just seeing you in that gave me such permission to really go into the bold colors back in my life, because I feel like ever since I was a kid, I was the kid with the big geometric bedspread and just those bold shapes and the bright colors and the fluorescent like shorts that probably I should not have worn.
Hey, everybody was wearing them in your defense. We were all doing it. I mean, have you seen the intro to In Living Color? I mean, that was my childhood.
Yeah, that was my life for sure.
Yeah, right?
How did you dress as a kid?
So I was child of the 80s. So I lived in the leggings with the lace on the bottom, with a skirt on top, my t-shirt tied with the colorful little clips, 4 pairs of socks, big hair. I mean, I loved it. I loved prints and patterns and all of that. You know, I definitely was like team fluorescent, team loud, team bright. Yeah, that was all my jam, all of it.
Yeah, I was definitely team fluorescent right there with you. And then watching TV, I was always like, it was 6. I had so many Blossom hats. So many Blossom hats.
I was going to say, I love 6 and Clarissa on Clarissa Explains It All.
Peep.
Oh, man. Sign me
I never
up.
got into the hats, though. Like, I just don't look good in hats. I bought a hat for vacation recently. Joanne will remember this. And my hat, like, ran away from me before I even got on the trip. It disappeared. We legit are still trying to figure out what happened to that hat. Hats are not my thing. I wish I looked cute in them because they look so good on so many people.
I have the same trouble with hats. They don't fit my head. I have a crazily large head.
But you look good in a ball cap. I can't even pull off ball cap.
But Those are adjustable. I'll go into Target. I'm like, I really want a nice straw hat. And I try to put it on my head. Nothing fits the head.
So my hack, go shop the men's department. Because
Really?
you get so much of the same stuff. It comes in bigger sizes, so the hats will fit you. And men's stuff is cheap.
The pink tax. It's the pink tax. Mm-hmm. Do you find that men's stuff is a little better made than women's, or is it like same kind of quality?
No, I think it's the same kind of quality. It just is going to depend on the brand. I mean, listen, you get what you pay for the most part.
Yeah.
So that's in women's clothing. But yeah, like button downs that I want to be oversized, hats, t-shirts that I maybe want to be fitted, but like a little looser. I always go to the men's side.
Can I jump in on something that you just said? And I'm not sure if this is going to resonate with anybody else, but you're like, you get what you pay for. And I feel like I feel so it's a twofold thing. It's like a self-fulfilling prophecy. I will buy cheap clothing. I will go to Target, Walmart, Costco. I go to Goodwill. I'll find whatever is cheap. And then I get mad when it doesn't look good on me. And then I hear or I see people in really nice clothing that looks very good on them. And I'm like, oh, wow, where'd you get that? And it'll be something that's like outside of my, Walmart budget. And then I'll be like, well, I can't spend that kind of money on me because everything looks bad. It is this self-fulfilling prophecy, right? Because you don't think that you're worth that. Does anybody else ever have that guilt about spending, right? About spending the money on yourself?
Yeah, for sure. Especially as a mom.
Well, it all depends how you were raised, too, because I know when I was growing up, I was really intimidated by style. I thought it was something that I could never live up to and I could never achieve. And when I was shopping for, say, like 7th grade, we would go to Vanity Fair and Mervyn's. And when I requested things that were outside of those, I would get the answer, no, we don't shop there. That's where rich people shop. That's not worth the money. It's total ripoff.
Okay.
And you get that in your head, that total ripoff, total ripoff, total ripoff. But coming up now, I have like some pieces, not really good. Erika, you could probably give us some more info into this. When is it worthwhile to get the good stuff versus what stuff should you really save on?
Yeah. So, well, first I want to say buying better pieces actually saves you money in the long run because you replace cheaper pieces faster. And so if you just make the investment, something that cheaply you might buy 3 times a year, like an Old Navy t-shirt, you get a really great t-shirt, a really great, fantastic pair of jeans, it'll last you years, right? But I think what I always tell people, you invest in staples, right? Or you invest in something you're going to wear all the time. So I have a moto jacket. If you go on my Instagram, you will see me in that moto jacket. I drape it in the summer. Worth the investment every time. Something that is a trend, that is a fad. Like I know the flare jeans and the belt, that's all starting to come back. I wouldn't invest in that because in a year, it's not going to be the style. It's not going to be what people are wearing. And so I always encourage my clients, invest in your staple pieces or those statement pieces that are like, I love this. I can't live without this. I'm going to wear it all the time. And then the things that are the fads, just let them go. It's totally okay. It's totally fine to get it at H&M or somewhere cheaper.
I think the problem that I run into is that I don't know what is a fad and what's here to stay. I mean, obviously you can look back in history and be like, oh, you've always seen this classic lines or this shirt forever and ever and ever. And that's probably not going away anytime soon. But it's this process of indecision. And it's also this process of how do I really know what I'm going to like long term? Do you ever run into that with your clients?
Yeah, so absolutely. So one thing I always tell people is it is okay for your style to change. And I think sometimes we feel like, oh, in 3 years, I may decide my leather jacket is not my thing anymore. And that is okay because while it was my thing, I wore it and it got really, really, really good use and it was really, really, really loved. But in so many other areas of our lives, we allow ourselves to grow and to change and evolve. You get promotions, you get better jobs, you buy different houses, you do all this stuff. And for some reason, we don't allow ourselves the space to grow and evolve and change in our style. So the first thing I would say is if you really, really love something, and you're like, I've got to have it. I can't sleep without thinking about it. Get it and wear it because you will wear it. You will use it, use it, use it. And then in 3 years, if you find your style changes, like even my style has evolved as I've gone from having an infant to now having a teenager, and so
I know, right?
right?
They're like
Well,
the teenagers,
they
but
are.
without that
Not a
vocabulary.
teenager and teenagers. I'm just like, I
I know,
can't.
you poor thing.
And
You've got both ends.
yeah, giving myself, I want fashionable and I want stylish, but I'm much more drawn to streamline. So I might wear a hot pink suit, but it's not going to have a patterned shirt and all of this stuff because I want the color to be the statement. I don't need everything else. And so allowing yourself to let that style evolve and change will totally change your perspective. And then there will be some things you'll invest in and you're just going to have them forever. And you might pass them down to your children because they decide they want them one day. So
my son is playing a game right now on his computer where he's a thief and the cops are after him. So I'm so excited about this new app, Give As We Grow, where instead of being the quote unquote bad guys, kids are practicing giving back.
That is so cool, Joanne. I really wish that there was something like this when my kids were younger that got them excited about giving back to others and helped them build a better understanding of what it really means to volunteer.
Give As We Grow is the first of its kind free educational mobile app for children ages 8 to 11 that teaches kids via fun, service-focused minigame quests to tap into their unique talents and interests to help others.
And did you know that studies show that there is a biological connection between generosity and happiness, and that volunteering improves people's physical and mental health? I mean, kids who volunteer typically do better in school and are less likely to engage in risky behaviors. And that is something that I think we all want for our kids.
Ready to spark a new movement in generosity? Find and download Give As We Grow for free in the App Store for Android and iOS. And for resources for the whole family, visit giveaswegrow.org.
Hey, all, Bree here, and I wanted to share one of my favorite gifts to give during the holiday season, a Storyworth book. It is the most amazing gift ever. Storyworth is an online service that lets you create a special and unique gift of someone's story. I've given Storyworth books to both of my parents, and it has been their favorite gift, hands down. And did I mention it is so easy? Storyworth emailed my parents questions every week that I handpicked from their massive list of questions that they have. All my parents had to do was open their email and answer them. That easy. I asked my dad questions like, did you have any rules that you set for yourself as a parent, which you immediately broke? And he did. I even asked both of my parents, are you more like your mom or your dad? And they shared a lot of really amazing qualities that I didn't know about my grandparents at the time. Then at the end of the year, Storyworth compiles all of their answers, puts them into this gorgeous book that covers everything. My parents love showing us their books, and I personally love getting a chance to read them. With Storyworth, I am giving those I love a thoughtful and personal gift from the heart that preserves their memories and stories for years to come. Go to storyworth.com/NGM and save $10 on your first purchase. That's storyworth.com/NGM to save $10 on your first purchase. So how do you know if you've kind of gotten into a slump? Sometimes I'll look in my closet and because I went through like a couple of years ago where I got a whole bunch of stuff. And it was not a whole bunch, but to me, like 5 pieces was a lot. And I look at it and I'm like, it doesn't really wow me anymore, but I invested in it. It was more than my Walmart budget. And so how do you know that when you look at your closet that you're in a slump and you're like, okay, I need to do something different? Because we sit there as moms and we're like, oh, but I shouldn't spend the time, energy, and effort. I should be doing this instead with my kids or my family or.
Yeah. Well, and we should also say that being in a style slump doesn't actually equate with having to like get rid of your wardrobe and buy a whole new wardrobe, right? But a slump is, if you're looking at your closet and you've got a variety of things, but you kind of reach for the same 5 pieces or you style the same outfits the same way, those are a couple of telltale signs that you're in a slump. Or if your clothes are like really, really, really ill-fitting, not because you bought them and they didn't fit great, but because they're stretched out, they're faded, they're like falling apart. But I think what we're inclined to do is we're like, oh, I'm in a slump. I'm going to get rid of everything. I need to buy new stuff and start over. And what I would actually challenge you to do is get more purposeful and intentional about using what's in your closet. So I do a thing called a style shift challenge. And part of the challenge is forcing people to use what's in their closet. So you pull 3 pieces you love and then you build around those 3 pieces. So you might take your favorite shirt, do them with a skirt and a blazer one day. But then the next day I say, okay, now take that same shirt and style it another way. And then the next day, take that same thing and style it another way. And what it starts to force you to do is use the other clothes in your closet. Then you'll really get a clearer picture of, okay, what are the things I actually don't like? And what are the things I'm just overlooking because it's easy to pull the same thing every day?
That's it. I like that. And I'm already thinking about my daughter, who's 14 right now, and how she'll come to me and she'll be like, Mom, I have nothing to wear. I have nothing to wear.
Oh my God. Nothing to wear, nothing to eat.
Right. Nothing to wear, nothing to eat. Nothing to eat either. And like, even right now, she's asking me, she's like, Mom, I need a second swimsuit. No one else just has one swimsuit. I'm wearing the same swimsuit to every party. How do we encourage kids to do the same thing of using what's in your closet and finding it and making those outfits?
Yeah, I think you do it the same way you do as an adult. And here's what I always tell people. So a lot of times when we're getting dressed, when we're putting together outfits, it's a pressure situation. Oh, I got to go somewhere. I got to go do this thing. So even, your daughter, oh, I'm going to the pool party and everybody's going to be there, right? If you play dress up in your closet in a low pressure situation, then you can start to put together the combinations in the outfits without being like, oh, I'm going to look stupid. I can't go somewhere, right? Because the only person that's going to know if you look crazy or not is you in the mirror, right? And so suddenly you're playing dress up, you're tapping back into when we were little and letting our imaginations run wild, but it's in a very low stakes, low pressure environment. So I would even, with your daughter, make a game and say, okay, can you pick 3 things out of your closet? Let's build some outfits. Okay, take the same 3 things. I want you to build something new and do it that way so that it helps her get out of her rut and what she thinks she needs to be wearing and start thinking creatively about. And you can, bring snacks and have music and do a whole thing if you want to. Just make it fun and kind of like a game, because a lot of this issue with fashion is we've taken the fun out of it.
Mm-hmm. It's all about keeping up with others now.
It's about keeping up with others. It's about dressing the way you feel like you're supposed to dress and not necessarily what feels true and authentic to you. And there's a part of fashion and style that should tap into that same creativity and enjoyment we had as children.
When we wore those geometric shapes, Joanne, and the crazy neon that we look back on now and go, ooh, how
I want those geometric shapes back. And I feel like I try it. Like I go for a lot of stripes and a lot of like bold colors.
You look really good in those bold patterns. I don't feel, and that's like another thing too, that would be like my next question is, I know I like bold colors. We have figured that out about me. I like bold colors, but I feel like it took me a while to get there because I had no idea what my style was. My style was practicality. It was because, especially in my field, I worked with small children. So it was constantly like things that could get ruined. I couldn't wear anything nice to work because I would get paint on me or whatever.
That's a big statement, though. I think a lot of moms would say, my style is practicality. Like it's not fun.
You don't get passionate about it. Yeah, you're dressing for function, not for passion. And then that's where that whole spiral starts of like, oh, my style sucks. I have no style, blah, blah,
Yeah, so absolutely. So I think a couple things when you are mixing in that, it's got to be functional, it's got to make sense, which is a huge part of my process when I work with people. But is to think about where is something that can spark a little joy or give you a little energy. So you're working with littles. Maybe it's like really cool sneakers becomes your thing.
That would be fun.
Right? So, okay, yeah, you got to be in jeans, you got to be in a tank top, you got to be in stuff that you can get the washable paint out. But if you like bold colors, there's so many cool sneakers or just cool shoes in general. You both have bold lipsticks on. So is there a way to do that? Is it something fun, like cool on your nails? Or a cool piece of jewelry or fun watch band. So I think we limit ourselves and think, oh, if I'm not in this fabulous outfit, then I don't fabulous. I started more conversations with a pair of sneakers. They're Nike sneakers and they just have flowers. And I started more conversations with a pair of Nike sneakers with flowers on them that I can even tell you about. I get asked about my fingernails all the time. And they're fun and they're press-ons, right? They're not even the 80s, baby, right? Stop and talk to me and ask me about that. Then, even wearing the pink suit and things like that. And so I think sometimes we put the limit on ourselves and what that might look like. Also, you are not working with those littles 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And a lot of times we reserve great outfits or cool outfits for, I have to be going somewhere, I have to be doing something.
I think we need that permission, right? I think as moms, we need someone to tell us it's okay to do that.
And you mentioned something else. Fashion can be a really great connector with people. When you wear something fun, you get people approaching you and saying, oh my gosh, where'd you get that? I love your sneakers.
Even if it's the red lipstick. Where'd you get the red lipstick, Joanne?
And people connect with that. It's actually, I use it to start conversations at conferences with people I don't know. I'm always like, man, that's a great sparkly tank-wit. Oh, I'm Joanne. Hi.
Right.
And it works like that. So I think that my views of fashion have totally changed over the years, from being totally intimidated by it to actually using it as a way both to express yourself, but also to have fun and connect with others and to bring that fun back. Because as moms, we really lose our sense of fun when we're taking care of our kids and we're trying to make sure everybody else is doing well and not us. And that's really, really hard. And it's sad when you think about it too.
I know. Like, when's the last time you got really excited about something that you were going to wear? I kind of think back to like when I was in high school or middle school or even elementary school, I'd get really excited about those. Because my parents were also very frugal, right? So we would go to, and I don't know if they had this anywhere else. I grew up in Kansas City. There was a place called the Jones Store, and we had Midnight Madness sales. Literally, the store at the mall would open at midnight, and you would go shopping, and it was insane. And I got 2 outfits. Every time they had 2 Midnight Madness sales a year, my mom would, for each of us, we each got 2 outfits. We had like stay up late. She'd be like giving us caffeine to go shopping. But I would love those outfits.
How old were you?
Oh, elementary school. Like I remember doing this in 3rd grade. But that was I was also the youngest of 3. So there were days where I was wearing my sister's crushed velvet top from 1975 and I was born in 79. So let's just start there.
Rock that crushed velvet.
Right? But when I got to wear the hot neon outfit with the unicorn or the geometric patterns, I was so excited about it. I just remember being really excited about pieces. And it's hard to find that excitement as a mom with our piece. I think it kind of is, or if you don't know where to start.
It's really interesting, though, because I think your kids can be the gateway to finding that excitement in fashion again. My daughter is very into shopping and clothes. And so we'll go shopping and she'll be like, Mom, let's go into Lululemon. And immediately my brain is like, Lululemon, are you kidding me? That is a ripoff. The leggings are so overpriced. Like, da-da-da. And then we'll go in. And for instance, last September, she's like, oh my gosh, this sweatshirt is awesome. I'm going to try on this sweatshirt. And I'm like, well, I'm here. I'm going to try on this sweatshirt too. It was like a $170 sweatshirt. I put it on. It is the best sweatshirt ever. I bought that sweatshirt for $170. I wear that thing all the time. You probably see me in it, Bree, the gray hoodie that I'm always wearing because it's so comfy and it's so great. It looks good. It's cropped. It's a scuba. It's so good.
There you go.
Scuba material is, yes.
But I'm allowing my daughter to influence me a little bit when it comes to clothes and letting that excitement kind of rub off on me. The same thing I had, but I don't let myself do because I think it's wrong or I think it's a ripoff.
Yeah, but we should explore why do moms think it's wrong, right? Where's this guilt around if I'm not providing for my kids or doing for my kids or sacrificing for my kids? And here's the rub is when you do that, you teach your children, son, daughter, non-binary, whatever, you are teaching your children either that's how you're supposed to be or that's how my partner is supposed to be, right? So the other thing that I think we don't get intentional enough about is what am I actually teaching my children about caring for yourself versus always sacrificing yourself for other people? What am I teaching them about how to treat whomever they choose to be with, what the roles are, what the expectations are? And so I think a lot of times it actually helps my children to see that and to see that, yes, what you're doing is important, but I'm taking these 20 minutes to put something together to feel really good when I walk out the door. And also, by the way, what a gift for your children to see you walk out of the door confidently and being authentic to yourself and showing up as the true, real person that you are. And I think when you flip it and think about it that way, suddenly it doesn't feel vapid and it doesn't feel frivolous. Suddenly there are all of these life lessons that you can teach a very captive audience from a very early age about how to treat themselves and how to love themselves, and then how to teach other people how to treat.
That's the mic drop moment right there, Erika. It's very true. And style and fashion is definitely a way to do that.
We're hitting that time of year where my brain gets so overloaded in December that I look for anything to make life easier. And I have to say, Brie, that Green Chef is one of those services.
Yes, Green Chef is there to take away the dreaded, oh my goodness, what are we going to eat for dinner tonight? You can eat clean all holiday long with over 80 weekly meal options each week, featuring things like quick and easy, protein-packed, calorie-smart, or my personal favorite, the keto options.
And you don't have to lose track of healthy eating habits during the holidays because every Green Chef customer gets a free session with one of their registered dietitians who can walk you through how to make clean eating work for you, which is very cool.
And I have to say that I have been loving their recipes lately. They put things together I have never thought of. This week, we're trying the lemon basil caper pork with sauteed cauliflower, bell peppers, almonds, and feta cheese, my favorite. Their recipes make it so easy to support my wellness goals without skipping on flavor.
For Green Chef's best deal of the year, get $250 off with code NGM250 at greenchef.com/NGM250. That's greenchef.com/NGM250. And don't forget to use that code NGM250 to get $250 off.
Green Chef, the #1 meal kit for eating well.
This message is sponsored by Greenlight. It is so hard to raise kids who know how to manage money. Brie, right now, my kids are all about earning money for presents. My daughter wants to get presents for all of her friends, and my son is doing a Secret Santa with his friends.
Oh, I hear you. And if you're looking to raise kids that are financially responsible, we have got a lifesaver recommendation for you that you need to check out. It is Greenlight. Greenlight is a debit card and money app made for families that gives kids and teens an easy and fun way to gain financial literacy, all while giving parents peace of mind.
You can send instant money transfers, automate allowance, and even keep an eye on kids' spending with real-time notifications. Meanwhile, your kids can begin their journey towards financial autonomy by learning how to save, invest, and spend wisely.
So sign up for Greenlight today and get your first month free when you go to greenlight.com/NGM.
That's greenlight.com/NGM to try Greenlight for free. Greenlight.com/NGM.
What do you have coming up that you're really excited about?
So I am super excited. I launched in the last month a group style coaching community. And so one of the things that I believe, you were talking about it earlier, fashion seems intimidating. It seems like it's only for a certain level of people. I believe elevated style should be accessible to anyone, anywhere. And so what I have done is created a group program that gives you access to me as your personal stylist, a private community where you can connect with other people. You get weekly emails that give you outfit ideas. So if you're really like, I don't know what to wear, you can just be like, okay, I'm pulling out this email and I'm wearing this, right? So you get outfit ideas, you get affirmations, you get style tips. We do live monthly calls where you can literally ask me anything. So we talk fashion, we talk style, we talk business owner, anything. Nothing is off limits. Parenthood always comes up, right? But the coolest thing about this program is it is $25 a month, which is insane. If anyone goes to visit my website, there's not a thing that you can get for $25.
I spend $25 a week on coffee.
Yeah,
So-
I was going to say, cut out Starbucks for a week and you can get all this instead. Probably not even a week, like 3 days, right?
That's 1 day a month. That's 1 day a week. Cut it out for 1 day a week. And
1 day a week, there
can
you
have-
go. But I truly believe that being confident in your style, having a style that's authentic to you, being able to show up powerfully, that is not reserved for the rich and famous, right? That should be accessible to everybody. And it's really, really important that I'm able to do that. So I'm so excited. We've got a really fun, great community. We just helped someone get dressed for a wedding. So she posted the outfit and we're like, do these shoes, do these earrings. People
See,
go
that's
shopping.
what I need.
They go shopping and post in the group and they're like, what do you all think of these pants? And then they'll put a poll in there. Like, it's just so much fun to be with this group. And we're in the middle of a no buy challenge. So we're taking the month to be intentional and to not buy clothes and to really intentionally use what's in our closet, think about it in a new way, and then create a wish list so that when we do go shopping next month, it'll be with a purpose. So that's been really, really fun to just seeing all the cool things people are like, oh, I need this. Oh, I thought I needed this. And then I found 4 of them in my closet. So it's awesome. It's a great community.
That is an awesome thing to go through. How great would it be to know that you don't even have to go shopping? You have it all there. You just have to reorganize it a little bit.
Yep. You don't wear what you can't see. So I always tell people, try to get everything where you can see.
Well, that's awesome. Well, Erika, it's been a joy talking with you. Thank you for all of your wisdom and style advice, and we'll talk to you soon.
Awesome. Thank you.
So I did a personal image consulting session with Erika before we interviewed, and I love her because she makes it so accessible. She makes you think that you could be stylish too. And I know I say that, I'm like, I can't be stylish though. I can.
But you're right though, because I feel like as we become moms, especially based upon what you do outside of your motherhood role. I talk a little bit in the episode about how I worked in early childhood. I always had to try to figure out to wear things that were okay to get ruined, right? Which meant I probably wasn't wearing stuff that I really overly enjoyed. And then after a while, you just get so used to it. I worked for a hospital for a little while, so I had a uniform I had to wear. If you're working at a place that has a uniform or a very strict dress code, you just sort of get lost. And you're like, style isn't something for me. That's for people that have a life that I doth not have. Right?
You get to the point where you think it's frivolous. That is a word that went through my head a lot. Frivolous, ripoff. I can't believe all this negative connotations I've had about style.
You talked part of it, though, is about what we saw growing up. So part of it's like what you were taught growing up, what you experienced, right? It's, yes, frivolous, because it just feels like spending money on clothes is frivolous.
Frivolous. But it's that negative self-talk. I mean, it really affects everything you do and your actions. We talk about this a lot in Balance VIP, where we look at those voices that are saying things to us, and our members write in their journals each day, like, what does my mind need to hear? And when you have going through your head, oh, style is frivolous, style is a ripoff, and then you go to these events and you're like, I just feel like I don't fit in. Everyone is so well dressed. They have so much more confidence than I do. Those two relate to each other.
Right. You're like, oh, they're so much more put together than me. And it's not necessarily that. But you have to, like you just said, you have to give yourself permission to move forward. You are worth it.
Your thoughts influence your actions. So I would say anybody listening right now, and if you don't feel put together, or if you feel like you aren't allowed to do this style, really look to see, what are you telling yourself? Are you telling yourself stuff like I tell myself about style that's holding you back and influencing how you spend your time or what you spend your budget on? And how can you change that? So like for me, for instance, I think I'm going to invest in a beautiful piece that I love and I'm going to wear for years. I'm going to do it. I'm going to invest in this piece, and I will treat it with the same respect that I treat my scuba jacket from Lululemon. It's amazing. I will still say how amazing this jacket is, even though it's like athleisure sweatshirt material. It's still wonderful, but I do want something that will elevate me more in a professional setting. Yeah, because I can't wear my Lululemon jacket at a conference, or if I'm ever going to be regarded as serious.
Okay, so you can, but it just depends on, like you just said, the messages you're telling yourself and what you feel. And if it doesn't feel right, then that's all you need for the reasoning. That's all you need. It doesn't feel right. So that's not my thing.
What do you mean it doesn't feel right?
Well,
it doesn't feel right? Like what?
Like you're saying, you don't feel like that's a piece that you could wear at a conference. You don't feel like that gives you the confidence or feeling professional in that. So that's not what, so it doesn't feel right. And that's all you need. There's no other explanation needed for that. So
saying I shouldn't like base what I wear on what other people are wearing, but rather what feels right to me.
Right. I guess I would say that for sure. But you did a session with Erika. And I mean, for people that are as excited as we are after talking to Erika, we have got her link in the show notes. You could check her out. Her group session sounds amazing. You got to do a private session with her. I haven't done that yet.
It was fun. She gave me more permission to go after those bold colors, which I love me some bold colors. I love it.
They can be scary. Right?
I love it. I love standing out like that with my bold color choices. It's fun. Well, remember, the best mom is a happy mom. Take care of you, and we'll talk to you later.
Thanks for stopping by. Are you looking for something to listen to with your whole family? Then check out 6 Minutes, produced and created by Gen Z Media. With over 200 twisty, cliffhanger-filled episodes, 6 Minutes tells the story of 11-year-old Holiday who was pulled from the icy waters with no memory of who she is or where she came from.
3 years ago, Brinley Pasternak helped the Anders family uncover the truth about Holiday's past. Now she'll need them to help her find the truth about hers. In 6 Minutes Out of Time, the long-awaited sequel, Cyrus Anders is found unconscious near the mysterious Elixir Academy in Florida, and Brinley learns the school may have a shocking connection to her missing mother.
Dive in now and get the most downloaded family audio adventure in history. Follow 6 Minutes wherever you get your podcasts. You can listen early and ad-free with the GZM family subscription.